Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. It's the big screen on the big phone for me. Welcome to Addicted to Astrology with TMC. And all the rest. You could get this vibe with me. Happy belated birthday to Bob Marley, the chief rocker of like the Buddha world. So it was his birthday on February 6th. It was my mother-in-law, my former mother-in-law's birthday on the 6th. It was my stepdaughter's mother's birthday on the 6th. It was my friend Ivy's birthday on the 6th. Rest in peace to her. One of my former ex's birthday, Dougie, shout out to him. And February 6th is a lit day. It is now February the 8th. February 6th was also Venus in Aquarius and Saturn conjunct. Venus is exalted in Pisces. We are leaving the Pisces age and entering the age of Aquarius, and we have. That's the discussion I want to have for a few days now. I want to build with a few people, talking about this unique, revolutionary, new, evolving, from redemption. I chose this song because a lot of people are going through redemption right now, going through revelations, going through a lot. I'm gonna do some shadow work. I was getting around to talking about February the 6th. 2 days ago when it was a strong conjunction, like I said, Venus and Saturn. I want to touch on that just a little bit. I want to come back and go over the new moon in Aquarius coming up in 3 days, 2.5 now really. And I want to talk about ages as well as the nodes, my favorite topic. Mutable signs, what the nodes are in and the ages are going through. And I want to talk about the other mode, cardinal, and me and a guest that I'm going to invite to join me on a recording to present to you all. And basically I want to, I hope this music isn't too loud. I feel like it is. Let's stop it there, yeah. I want to do shadow work today because we are in Mercury retrograde. Mercury is in Aquarius. 7 planets in Aquarius. 6 in the moon coming up. It is my Capricorn moon. I'm feeling a certain kind of way because it's my Capricorn moon going into this new moon. It was a Scorpio moon over the weekend as well as a Sag. It's a lot. You know, I follow the moon patterns. I follow the nodes a lot because the nodes are our past karmas and our experiences and our destiny, what we're going into. We're in the South Node, which is down here in Sagittarius, over here with the twins, or the duo, male and female, masculine and feminine, Gemini North Node currently. And when we enter the North Node in Taurus, because the node's retrograde too. We're going to basically be talking about retrogrades today. Shadow work, redoing, rethinking, reviewing. I love to talk about retrogrades too. A lot of retrogrades naturally happen, like the ages. Our lives, our birth charts, our direct movements, generally. Of course, some of us are born during retrogrades in some planets. So that parts of our lives, I really want to study more about people who actually were born in certain retrogrades. The children that were born in 2020 went through 6 retrogrades, some of them. But that also has a lot to do with the children born under Neptune and Aquarius. I'm sorry, Neptune and Pisces, from the Pisces age, moving into the Aquarius age. So we got a lot to talk about, but I'm going to try to break this up. I know I say a lot of stuff I'm going to do, but I really want to get this message across. Really, shadow work is what I don't do best, actually. I'm good at telling other people what they should do, and I don't follow my own advice. But I'm working on that. And on February the 6th, I'm getting around to 6 minutes and 26 seconds now. February the 6th was a big day. It was an exciting day. Got together with my former family, my children's family, my ex-husband's family. We had a good time. And then all hell broke loose. So I don't really want to read from the script today. I'm just going to glance at it to get all my notes, but not really read. Sometimes I do read and write a whole script for y'all. I'm being open and honest today because shadow work, working on me. But that's kind of Piscean behavior too, and shadow work has to do with what you don't like. Uncomfortableness. I can see the uncomfortableness in my face right now. I don't like Pisces. I don't. I dismissed 20 in 2020. I dismissed over 20 Pisces randomly. If you came to me and we were about to start a conversation and I found out you're a Pisces, it's over. If I've known you forever, you're in my family, and we can't settle our differences because we're so deep as water signs, both of us water signs, it's over. And as a hot-headed boiling water, like I like to say, of my own placements, especially Mercury and Sag, my placement of Mercury and Sag in Sagittarius, I have a uncouth mouth. So I had to realize that even though I feel like those people are very wrong still, and I said what I said, I don't have to. And when did I show me y'all purple finger? I definitely got creative and unique. And she's back too. I definitely want to figure out why I hate certain things about me that I portray on others. So, excuse me. Ever since I was little, and the channel I came across today that just I was searching on basic topics. Like, I don't go on Google or DuckDuckGo because I don't use Google much anymore. I don't go on those search engines to find a certain topic. I go straight to YouTube because I'm a visual learner, and I like somebody to, even if you're going to lecture me, I like to see you, like I'm giving you, you know what I'm saying? It's not always important or about looks or backgrounds, but where am I going? I want to be able to connect. So Pisces has always been in me. My father is a Pisces, sun sign. I wrote a book, if I haven't talked about this a number of times. I wrote a book that I still haven't put out. I'm definitely still gonna put it out. About my life with my father. My father and me, water signs, big emotions, waves of emotions, overflows of emotions. Pisces are mutable signs. You know, they're able to adapt and change. But I don't want any buts anymore. That makes sense. I don't want any conflict anymore. There really isn't any conflict. It's just maybe in my mind. Pisces deals with our conscious. Even though I have a Piscean immediate family member, the collective has been in Piscean age, meaning all things Piscean, all things Pisces, for 25,000 years, give or take. And it's time to change. It's time to, you know, that mutable energy changing, and it's going into a fixed sign, which is Scorpio, which is Aquarius, which is Leo, and which is Taurus. I'm also wanting to talk about polarity today, because polarity has to do with the opposite sign. You know, whatever your opposite sign is, you take, if not some of their characteristics, their lower characteristics. Pisces is, I don't know if you can see them, you cannot. Pisces is the opposite sign of Virgo. Pisces has to do with mental, Virgo has to do with the gut. So, gotta take care of your gut, gotta take care of your mental. Virgo has to do with health. Pisces has to do again with your dreams, your imaginations on the higher level, your psychic abilities, your spirituality. None of that, again, is bad, because those are the higher levels. Those are things that people shy away from. I got into a serious conversation today where it was so many Piscean answers. You know, again, water signs are deep signs. So everybody has this deep spiritual answer, but it's not spiritual. It's illusional. It's what you have been telling yourself. It's your beliefs, but not really your beliefs. In my studies today, because there's so much to astrology, it's hard to remember it all, especially when you've been thinking one way for a while. One way. And we all know, but we don't really consciously think about. We all know that there's not one answer, there's not one thing, there's not one God, there's not one place the God is, there's not one, did I already say there's not one God? There's not one belief of God, there's not one way to believe him, there's not one way to worship him, there's not one form of him. It doesn't just have to be a him, it doesn't have to be a thing, it doesn't have to be a body, it doesn't have to be called God. There's a number of answers to everything, as there are a number of outcomes to perceptions of life. There's a number of outcomes to the transits. Like I just said, Venus in Aquarius, and Saturn conjuncting Saturn in Aquarius. Remember, conjunction means blend. So those two planets blend their energies. The energies of, for Venus, love, finances, beauty. The planet Saturn blending the love and finance, love, finances, and beauty with structure and government and rules and things of the world. Okay? Venus is feminine. Saturn is masculine. When they blend their energies, it's not good or bad. It's like awakening. It's like, oh, this is how I want you to love me. This is the finances I want. And as I'm talking, I'm thinking of, this is why I didn't really want to even, and if you notice, I'm not really looking at it. I'm just thinking about the stuff I wrote down so I can say what I want to say off the top of my head. Be unique, be new way to present new information. Venus is saying, this is how I want you to love me. Because Saturn is also kind of like a wake-up call, realistic, you know, structured, but like tough love, because it rules Capricorn. Tough love, that's my moon, Capricorn. I'm a tough lover, which is something that I'm working on because sometimes I'm too tough, right? Working on the finances, working on our beauty, you know. I don't like the glue on lashes anymore. I'm trying to figure it out, but that's why I got creative with my eyes, because I still like to look cute. But I don't really like putting on lashes. They're really cute, but they make my eyes swell after a while. So just getting a better understanding of what we want, and it comes in different forms is also what I'm saying. So what it is for me, it's not gonna be for you. But as soon as I figure it out for me, I can help you understand what I need. That's the whole Aquarius thing. That's the whole 1, 2, 3. I'm glad this does start off with 1, 2, 3, because this is the whole new way from the beginning on how to start living our lives. And there's still not one answer, because this means different for everybody. This new evolving rebellion, you know, leaving the old and being okay with that is the fixated energy. So the fixed air sign, we're leaving the mutable water, right? So even though this water adapts when it gets on the higher level, it adapts to change, and it does benefit us. I know I'm going in 2 different places. Let me come to this real quick and I'll come back. You do want to understand that there are low vibing and high vibing of everything. I'm talking to myself. I want to learn 1111 on my counter, on my timer. I want to learn how to adapt to knowing that when I'm vibing high, keep going with that. And if I need to do low, get back up to high as soon as possible. You know, I just know we all need to know. I know that every sign has 3 levels. I actually did a post on that earlier on Facebook this week or last week. The Scorpio 3 levels are Scorpion, Eagle, and Phoenix. Of course, Phoenix is the rebirth part of Scorpio. Going back to this, the reason I don't like a lot of Pisces, and I put them in a stereotypical box, and that is my fixated wave of energy that I'm trying to adapt and change. After I adapt and change and get on this higher level of Piscean, the age of Pisces that we're moving out of, it'll be easier to deal with this new energy coming in. Because even though I'm ready for it, I don't really know what I want from it. I don't really know how to adapt to it. So, as a fixed sign though, that is why I feel like I went through so much the other night. Got into a big argument with my Taurus daughter, who's also a fixed sign, my opposite sign, my polarity. Had to realize, as we got into the argument, the things, and I'm not gonna cry, the argument, the things that I needed to fix. because fixated energy is just not about just being one way. It's about fixing. The word fix, you know, it's about fixing some of the ways you are. So as she gets older, about to be 20, as I get older, 43, it's time to fix these energies that we have been going through forever. And that's what we're also not in just the Piscean age. We're in like the Chiron mode. Okay, Chiron is the great healer, so we're in the mode to heal. We're in the mode to get things right so that we can move on to the new from the beginning. Okay, and the beginning energy is us understanding the Piscean energy. And remember, this is like, you know, still, I guess I'm not gonna use the numbers talking about it, because again, the ages retrograde, so the ages are going this way. Okay, when direct means they're going that way. So long story short, fixated air is coming in. Fixed air means we are changing the atmosphere, changing the environment, fixing it. Okay, because maybe we didn't learn from the mutable energy how to change it. And now since we're changing the whole age, the energy, the whole collective, the universe, the best way to get the new is to learn from the old. Okay, stay with me, please. And I appreciate y'all. Thank you for liking, subscribing, commenting. I don't get many comments. I really need comments on this, y'all, because this does not have to do with just me. Everybody's going through something. Whether you're February 6th involved in an argument or a revelation, let me know. You know, we're here to build. We're here to work together. My favorite saying, though, it's not even about working together just yet, okay? My favorite saying from RuPaul's Drag Race. And, you know, I started this channel again as a celebrity gossip channel. So I still love celebrities. So shout out to RuPaul, who's also Scorpio. If you can't love yourself, how the hell you gonna love somebody else? Can I get an amen up in here? All that right there, that whole line. Spirituality, religion, love, you know, consciousness, awakeness, awareness. Where am I going with it? Let's begin. If you can't love yourself, it starts with you. If you can't love you, how you gonna love, you know, outside of you? I used to get on this camera looking toe up, and then I realized, okay, if you can't have the long, luxurious weave you want, or, you know, can't get the little cute accessories you want, or new outfits or whatever, you won't have to do your best or whatever. Worked it out, you know, got creative. Pisces is about being creative. Aquarius is about new and going. You're being your new self will help the collective become their new selves. So if I show you all a better me, maybe you all become better yous. That's why I say thank you again for commenting, so we can interact. You help me, I help you. I need you, you need me. All right, Jupiter, the ruler of Sagittarius, was the former ruler of Pisces. I did not remember that. I was going with that earlier when I said that there's a lot to understand about astrology, and I'm still learning, and I feel like it needs to be taught in schools, and I'm gonna make that happen. I'm talking that into existence. So Jupiter was the ancient ruler of Pisces, and Neptune is the modern ruler of Pisces, the current ruler. Excuse me. Jupiter is also, you know, the current ruler of Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is also a mutable sign like Pisces. So both have to do with change. You know, Jupiter has to do with beliefs, travel, positivity, expansion, good things. It's the biggest masculine energy next to the sun in the sky. It is the son of Saturn, the planet Jupiter. So Pisces being the last sign, the oldest sign, Saturn being the oldest planet, you know, Jupiter being the son of Saturn, tie that all together. So changing your beliefs could mean, as I was having a heated discussion earlier, could mean that we could go from religion to spirituality, and there's nothing wrong with that. That is not saying that there is no God. That's possibly saying that some of the other characters in the narrative are possibly yes or no. I'll leave it at that. Changing what you think might be positive. You know, I thought I was a positive person. I know I still got shadow work. That's what this Mercury retrograde is about. Information coming in from my daughter in the argument we had. She still has hurt from the past things I've done. Tauruses and Scorpios tend to not let go of stuff. Stubbornness. I got it. I don't got it, but I understood at that moment. I'm working on getting it. So, changing the way we travel. Jupiter is big, so it's kind of a global travel. It's a long distance travel. Jupiter also has to do with higher learning. The way we think about school even. You know, higher learning, you think of college. Maybe you don't have to go to college. Maybe you want to become a business person. Again, my daughter has some Sagittarius placements too. I can't think of them offhand right now, but I keep telling her I'm going to be proud of you. Even though in the past I have said some things that might have not made you think that I was proud, right? But you know, I'm going to be proud of you regardless if you get out of high school, because I was not a fan of school myself. Even though I taught school for 17 years, I was not a fan of school when I was in a younger child. It was not because of the education, because I like information. It was definitely because of the situations and the relationships I had with the adults and the children. So, long story short with that, it's just, I think we don't have to go to school buildings anymore if we don't choose to, because there's not one answer to that. There's not one way to learn. I don't think we all have to have the paperwork to say that there's one way to learn. So if you don't graduate high school, you know, at least know that there's no paper that's needed to start a business other than a business license. And you can get that at any age. I mean, when I think of saying that off the top, Asad Khaled, one of my youngest favorite Scorpio celebrities, DJ Khaled's son, has a business of his own too. And he's 3. His brother's 1. And they both have businesses. The ones who are in trouble right now, T.I. and Tiny's little daughter, Eris, has a business too. So it's time to change that higher learning thinking. Higher learning can be higher, you know, learning with trades, bartering, and all kinds of things that are more related to what we used to, or not what we used to, but you know, like what we've learned from the past, things that we used to learn how to make our own do of things. So I really want to understand myself, what I can do for myself, or what my children can do for their selves to move into this new energy. Because things don't have to be the same. Things don't have to be one way. Okay? The other things I want to say about Pisces, Neptune, changing the way we dream. Neptune, good old Neptune, you know, I hated everything about Pisces. Neptune rules things about Pisces. You know, I'm trying to find out why I hated it. So that's why I'm going to keep saying that until I get it out, you know, and then I possibly won't hate it anymore. Neptune rules the clouds. So Neptune is cloudy information. Things aren't clear. You need clarity to them. Neptune is the second farthest planet out. Speaking of that, the 3 generational planets, the 3 outer planets, Uranus, which is in Taurus now, mine is in Scorpio. Uranus is ruled by Aquarius. I mean, Uranus is the current ruler of Aquarius. Because Saturn was the former ruler of Aquarius. So each sign has the former ruler too. But those are all fixed signs. So we start with the fixed sign in the outer planet, and then the last 2 planets. We start with a fixed sign in the outer planet, then the middle planet, Neptune, rules Pisces, which is a mutable planet, changing the last outer planet and the first outer planet. So the first outer planet and the last outer planet are fixed signs, ruled by fixed signs, because Pluto's rules Scorpio. The Neptune planet is ruled, that's in the middle of those 2 outer planets, because there's 3 outer planets, y'all. Stay with me. 3 outer planets, and the middle planet is ruled by a mutable sign, which is Pisces. It's not like the Libra scale, but I got that interpretation that it's in the middle for a reason. It has to go through what it's fixed on, then build that change, and then move on to what it's going to fix and stay on, or how it's going to be rebirthed, because Pluto has to do with rebirth. Coming back. Neptune has to do with celebrities as well. And I think I'm going to, this is a short but long piece, because I don't want to go over 15 minutes, and I only have 4 left. So for each clip, I don't need to say that. I need to work on that. I just need to. Anyway, celebrities, dreams, imagination, creativity can low vibe and high vibe. So a celebrity may look like they have the life that you want, because they're giving the illusion or the deception that they have the life that you want, right? But we're working on the life that is unique to us, the Aquarius energy, going back and forth. Pisces is about celebrities because Neptune rules Pisces. Same energy, same characteristic concept. Aquarius is about the best thing for the collective in the newest possible way, in the unique way. So, going back to spirituality with Pisces, that's a higher level thing. However, if you worship it to a certain extent, you may over worship it. Okay? Celebrity worshiping, or worshiping people, period. Unless you're worshiping yourself first, how you gonna worship anybody else? I'll use that off the top of my head. And then the Virgo part of it is it healthy? Because remember the polarity, Virgo, Pisces, opposition signs. Is it healthy to worship someone so hard, or something, instead of worshiping you so hard, or something? The energy you give to that celebrity you love, are you giving that same energy to yourself? Are you being unique about it, or are you just following the crowd? Real talk. Because the illusion of beauty and fame, that has to do with Pisces and Venus even. Venus again in Aquarius is telling us what we want to see. I'm sorry, what we need to see out of love, what we need to see out of our finances, what we need to see out of beauty. So the illusions of those things, the illusions of the finances that celebrities have, the illusions of the love that celebrity relationships have, the illusions of the beauty that some of these celebrities show are nothing but chiseled up bodies, fake love, and not even really loving themselves, because we see suicide, which also put Pisces rules, unfortunately, a lot of drug use and abuse. And I just feel like there's so much low energy in Pisces that I can't take it. And that's why until I can see the high level, the spiritual in myself, I can't really see it in anybody else. So it means that I can even get it higher. I can get higher. I can worry about myself and get higher than I am. Not off the weed, but higher off of the energy. And that is important. If you tried it, you will see how important it is. I'm talking to Zakia and you. I am going to look at a couple of my notes because I missed a whole lot, and I wanted this to be the last round of 15 minutes. So Virgo, the opposite sign of Pisces, is actually about serving too. It's about service. But I think of Virgo and I think of the former, one of my favorite, celebrities who was like my absolute least favorite now. Beyonce, I think of that song, Cater to You. So Virgos are known to cater to people. They're definitely known to service people. They're definitely known to be judgmental as well. But cater to yourself. This song does not have to be the Beyonce version. It doesn't have to be let me cater to you. It could be let me cater to me. Because this is my day. Do anything for myself. You know the rest. So the mutable energy also has to deal with, because Virgo's a mutable sign as well. Let me put the mutable signs out there: Virgo, Pisces, Sagittarius, and Gemini. So mutable energy has to do with change of what things must die. What things need to be changed right now from these Pisces, Virgo, Gemini, and Sagittarius energies. What needs to be changed about the Pisces things that we don't, I don't want to go back on that right now. Let me go to Virgo. Virgo, being obsessive about your health, looks, the way you service people, how hard you work on your beauty and any kind of thing. Is it healthy? Does that need to be changed? Do you really need to suffer in order to advance? Do you really need to low vibe to get to high vibe, or can you just get to high vibe? Let me use myself for an example. Do I really need to scream and yell? Or do I really need to be vindictive to get my way? Or can I just work on getting my way and not worry about who did me wrong? You see how I'm talking to myself? It's easy, even though I'm recording, to look at myself and talk to myself. What needs to change? What needs to fall? What needs to mutably be different and unique? And once you get to unique, can you be fixed in that energy? Can you, that fixed air, how can that be beneficial and unique, and how can that be new for you to enjoy and love yourself so that you can enjoy and love the collective? How can you feel comfortable about you so you can go out that door and feel comfortable about the collective? How can you love you so you can bring someone into your life. This is my main one. How can you love you, Zakia, if you can't? I'm sorry. Let me start using negatives too when I'm talking to myself. How can you love you, Zakia, so you can bring someone else into your family and love them so that they can love you and love themselves, or love themselves first and then love you? Because anything I do with myself, I would love for my mates, my relationships, my friends, my family, my community, my children, my children's friends, essential workers. If everybody loved themselves first, imagine how coming out the house you would feel about coming to somebody else who you know loves themselves. And water and air signs, like water is infinitively deep in some places. Air is definitely infinitively deep. Earth has a space and it takes over a lot of the space. But air is technically bigger than Earth. On Earth, there's more water than Earth, actually. And fire, of course, is the big bright being in the sky in many ways than one. There's not just one sun. The stars are made of fire, But water and air are kind of like the biggest being. Water is the biggest being on the planet Earth. Air is the biggest being in the universe. So they're big deals. They're big deals. We're big deals. I'm a water sun sign and an air rising. Libra rising, Scorpio sun. All right, so wrapping this up. Things that we want to look at our charts on. We all have some form of Pisces. We all have some form of Virgos. Pisces also is the 12th house. Virgo is the 6th house. Pisces is the house of, the 12th house is the house of secrets and consciousness, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. And I'll look it up really quick. And the 6th house is the house of health. So I have it on this phone that I'm looking at, so it's not on this phone. I'm not gonna waste time. It has to deal with all things that deal with Pisces still though. So how does this have to deal with your overall or things that you go through? Kind of throwing things out here that I want to tie into Pisces. Aquarius is the 11th house, has to deal with social relationships. So we are moving into the era of social relationships. That is what I wanted to talk about. Moving from one sign to another is a big deal. One age to another is definitely a big deal because they have to deal with the whole collective as well as individually, because you have to work on yourself in order to be able to work with the collective. Aquarius is all about working together and collaborating ideas and sharing and building. It's also about rebellion and uniqueness too. So there will be a lot of protesting of this changing of energy. Genuinely, I feel that because it is a fixed energy, it's going to require us to become unique. It's going to require us to search for collaborations and our resources and get trades. And then once you figure out what you are required of and what you're unique in and what you can build on and where you can go to or who you can go to, you will then decide, is it good for you so it can be good for the collective? For instance, as I build this astrology channel, as I build my knowledge of astrology, as I put out the books that I say I'm going to put out, I'm able to see what skills I can use to build my resources in a new way, versus the old way is me getting a job, believing I had the only option of getting a job instead of other options, like I'm trying to give to my daughter, who I don't want her to go down the path I wanted to. If high school is tough getting out of, I wouldn't want her to have a student loan bill and college be a long bill because it's hard to get out of. So let's move in a new direction, and it's okay to. The fixed energy that is on my chart, having so many Scorpio placements, I do have a Scorpio stellium, as well as a cardinal stellium with Libra, which is another day. We'll talk about the cardinal mode, but the stelliums that I was getting around to, they are either what you have too much energy in and you need to work in, or what you do best. So I feel like it's both of me, because the degrees that my stellium of Scorpios are in are critical degrees, which makes it more intense, and the placements that my stellium, Libra stellium placements are in, like I have the Libra ascendant, which is huge because that is overall how I come across as a Libra, even though I'm more of a Scorpio because that is my sun sign and it is in that 22 degree critical degree. Personally, Libra also on my chart is in Pluto, which was the generation that was rebirthed with relationships crushing. You know, Libra, all the air signs have to deal with relationship and information, and Libra gave the information that, oh, if we don't want to be in a relationship, we can get a divorce. And it was like the divorce generation. I came from the divorce generation. Then my final stellium. Stellium means also that you have 3 or more planets in one sign or one house, okay? I have a first house stellium, which I'm still working on figuring out because I'm still working on houses. I'm still talking things into existence, even though I say this stuff all the time. I still haven't gotten into it again. But the placements, the stelliums, I'm sorry, that I have, the last one is the North Node, and Libra has to deal with balance. North nodes always already have to deal with balance between your karmic past, your experiences, and the direction you should be going into, your destiny. And I'm already balancing that. So I feel like Libra is the one I need to work on the most. I feel like Scorpio, I got it down. But because I have that Libra ascendant, like this is who I am to the world already. Because I have that Libra and Pluto, this is who I'm going to rebirth into. And Libra North Node, this is the way I'm supposed to go. I'm more Libra to myself sometimes than Scorpio, but who knows? I need to know. All right, y'all, but I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to come back and touch more on this Virgo and Pluto polarity. I'm sorry, Virgo and Pluto. Virgo and Pisces polarity. Piscean age going into the Aquarian age, fixed signs versus mutable signs, as well as the mode cardinal. Hopefully I can get with my friend Ikea, who is the celestial being's owner, who gives me the lovely stones that I wear and the oils that I use to manifest many financial abundance that I can be grateful for. And I want to thank Always Lit. No, that's not the name of it. I'm going to get it right in the comments. But she is who I studied from today about ages. Because ages is not really big on YouTube. So I might have to do ages more and study more so I can get y'all acquainted with ages per se. We don't really talk about ages because we haven't changed the age in 25,000 years. So none of us or our infinite great grandparents even know anything beyond the Piscean age. But we're about to know. We're about to learn in this universe at this time. Thank you for tuning in to Addicted to Astrology. I'm TMZ, teaching everyone abundantly, empowering many, Zakia, enlightening every day. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your evening. I'm not going to say week because I'm coming back this week because we got a new moon in Aquarius that has to do with this Aquarian age too. We got to talk about Venus, the moon, Mercury, Saturn, Jupiter. What am I missing? In Venus. I'll get you back with what I'm missing when I come back. All right, y'all. Have a wonderful night.